The moment everything changed, I can still remember the exact moment I realized my balance wasn't what it used to be. I was simply walking through my kitchen. No clutter, no distractions, just a normal day. Then out of nowhere, I stumbled. Luckily, I caught myself, but something inside me shifted. A quiet voice whispered, "What if you hadn't caught yourself? What if you had actually fallen?" That moment stayed with me, because losing your balance isn't just about being clumsy. It's about something much deeper. Why balance really matters for women. In our 60s to 70s and beyond, balance means more than just staying upright. It's about confidence, it's about staying independent. And most of all, it's about feeling safe in our own bodies. I recently learned that 99% of older women will face balance issues at some point. 99 out of 100. That number really took me by surprise. But here's the good news. What gave me hope was finding out that most balance problems aren't just about getting older. They often come from things we can actually change. Small habits, daily choices, things within our control. What you'll learn in this video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 8 everyday mistakes that may be quietly chipping away at your balance, your confidence, and even your sense of freedom, and you may not even realize it's happening. These are common habits, many of which you probably do without thinking. I hope you'll stay with me through to the end because mistake number 6 is the one that knocked me off my feet literally and taught me a lesson I'll never forget. Please know you are not alone and you are not powerless. You can start feeling stronger today. The best part, there are simple, doable steps you can start today that will help you feel stronger, more stable, and more secure. We're going to take this one step at a time together. Mistake number 1. Wearing the wrong shoes. When most people think about improving balance, they usually picture exercises or medication, but one of the biggest hidden reasons women and start to lose their footing begins with something basic. Their shoes, I'll admit it. I used to wear those soft little ballet flats for years. They were cute, easy to slip on, and felt comfortable, or so I thought. But one day while walking near my home, I caught the front edge of my flat on a cracked sidewalk. I nearly landed face first in a rose bush. That wasn't just a close call. It was a turning point for me. How feet change as we age. As we get older, our feet go through changes. Arches, flatten, padding. Wears down muscles in our ankles. And legs don't respond as quickly. Shoes that felt perfectly fine 10 years ago could now be putting us at real risk for a fall. Your shoes are your foundation. A proper pair of shoes does more than cover your feet. It gives you a solid, stable base to move from. And if your foundation is unstable, everything above it, your posture, your stride, your confidence becomes shaky too. What makes a shoe right for you now? So what should you look for in a shoe today? First and foremost, it needs a firm, non-slip sole. No smooth, worn-down bottoms. Second, you want real support. Something that holds your foot, ankle, and arch in place. Not something floppy that shifts around as you walk. Third, cushioning matters more than ever. Look for memory foam or a well-shaped heel cup, especially if you spend time on hard floors like tile or concrete. And finally, fit shoes that are too loose can trip you just as easily as ones that squeeze too tight. Style doesn't have to be sacrificed. Maybe you're thinking, I don't want to wear orthopedic shoes, they're so unattractive. But here's the good news. Shoe design has come a long way. There are plenty of stylish, supportive choices now. I found a lovely pair in soft gray with floral details. They look good and feel even better. Slippers. The hidden risk at home. Now let's talk about slippers. I used to live in them. Soft, cozy, and completely slick underneath. I never realized how risky they were until I nearly slipped while carrying a basket of laundry these days. Even at home, I wear supportive shoes with real grip, not heavy boots, just something sturdy. And the result, I walk taller more confidently, and I haven't caught that rug corner in months. Why shoes matter more than ever. Shoes may seem like a small detail, but after 60, they're anything but. They're your first layer of protection, your stability, your peace of mind. The right shoes can mean the difference between a normal day and a visit to the ER. Mistake number 2. Skipping strength training. This one might catch you off guard. It sure surprised me. I used to think strength training was only for younger folks. The kind who lift heavy weights in crowded gyms or join fast-paced fitness classes in tight gear. That just wasn't me. Daily chores aren't enough. I thought my daily routine, walking, cleaning, gardening, was plenty. But it wasn't. After 50. Our bodies begin losing muscle every year. Not a tiny amount, a lot. And it sneaks up on you one day. You realize you can't get out of the chair without using your arms. That's not just aging, that's muscle loss. The good news, you can rebuild it. Thankfully, muscle strength is something you can regain. I started slow, no gym, no fancy weights, just a light pair of dumbbells from the local store. I kept them by the couch and did easy moves while watching TV. Things like arm curls, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts. No gym required, just intention. Some days I didn't even use weights, just my own body. The goal wasn't to build muscle for looks, it was to reclaim the strength I didn't realize I had slowly lost. Strength builds quickly, and so does confidence. The changes didn't take long. Within a few weeks, I found myself rising from the couch more easily. Carrying groceries wasn't such a strain. I even started walking uphill with more confidence. But the most powerful change, my body began to respond again. You know that moment when you trip and instinctively try to catch yourself. If your legs and core are weak, your body can't recover in time. But when you've built strength, your body fights back. It stabilizes you, it holds you up. Strength is about more than muscles. And here's the thing, strength isn't just physical. It's mental and emotional too. When you feel strong, you carry yourself differently. You stop avoiding curbs, uneven sidewalks, or stairs. You stop shrinking back. You reclaim your freedom. The best part? You don't need hours at the gym, just 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week. You can do it in pajamas while watching your favorite show. No pressure, just quiet, steady progress. Each small gain builds confidence, and in time strength becomes your best protection. Not just from falls, but from fear. Mistake number 3. Ignoring vision changes. Most people don't connect eyesight with balance. I know I didn't. I figured I was just a little clumsy in dim lighting, or that my hallway lights weren't bright enough. But one night I got up to use the bathroom and didn't turn on the light. I didn't want to wake my husband. As I tiptoed through the hallway, I missed the edge of a small rug. I fell hard on my knee. It took more than a week before I could walk without a limp. How vision and balance work together. That fall taught me an important lesson. Our eyes help our brain understand where our body is in space. Vision isn't just about seeing, it's about depth, contrast, shadows, and navigating uneven ground as we age. Even subtle changes in vision can throw off our balance. You might not notice until you have already misjudged a step by just an inch. Wearing the wrong glasses can be risky. Many women over 60 still wear old prescriptions, assuming they're good enough. I did. Mine were 4 years out of date. After my fall, I finally went to the eye doctor, and sure enough, my vision had changed. I also learned about anti-glare coatings and lenses that help with contrast, especially in low-light areas. Small upgrades, big impact, better lighting. Means better safety. It's not just glasses. Lighting plays a huge role. Dim spaces can make everything harder to judge. Especially in the middle of the night, I added a few inexpensive plug-in nightlights to the bedroom, hallway, and bathroom. They made me feel instantly more secure after dark. Better lighting, better confidence. Those little nightlights were cheap and easy to install, but they gave me something priceless. Confidence after dark. If your glasses are old, scratched, or no longer match your vision needs, they could be quietly putting you at risk every day. And if your home has dark corners or dim hallways, your eyes are forced to work harder. That extra strain can lead to dizziness, disorientation, even vertigo. Simple fixes with a big payoff. So please give yourself this small gift. Clean your glasses. Make that eye appointment you've been putting off. Swap out dim bulbs for brighter, warmer ones. Because your balance truly begins with what you see, and seeing clearly is something you can take control of. Mistake number 4, overlooking medication side effects. This one hits closer to home than I'd like to admit. A few years back, my doctor prescribed a new medication to help manage my blood pressure. I've been feeling a little light-aided now and then, and we hoped this would help. I took it exactly as directed, but instead of feeling better, I started feeling more off balance. When I'd stand up, the room would tilt just slightly. It wasn't dramatic, but enough to make me pause and steady myself, when side effects aren't obvious. At first I blamed it on being tired or not drinking enough water, but deep down I knew something was off. Then one evening I stood up too quickly, stumbled, and bumped into the coffee table. That moment read me later that night. I finally read the fine print on the pill bottle, and there it would yin may cause dizziness or loss of balance. I only wish I'd noticed it sooner. Jing changes how we react to medicine. As we age, our bodies process medication differently. What worked well in our 50s can become too strong in our 70s, and many of us take multiple prescriptions, meaning unexpected side effects, or interactions may go unnoticed unless we speak up. You know your body best. That's why it's so important to be your own advocate. Your doctor sees many patients, but only you know what's happening inside your body. If you feel off in any way, dizzy, tired, light-aided, write it down, keep track, then bring a full list to your doctor or pharmacist, including supplements, vitamins, and over-the-counter meds. One adjustment can change everything. When I finally brought it up, my doctor reviewed my medications and adjusted the dose. Just like that. The dizziness stopped. I felt steadier. My confidence returned, so here's my advice. Listen to your body, ask questions, don't accept. It's just a yin as the only explanation. Sometimes it's the medicine. And a small change can make a world of difference. Mistake 5. Grabbing furniture instead of using a cane for the longest time. I told myself I didn't need a cane. I was still independent for the longest time. I told myself I was getting around just fine. Sure, I'd reach for the back of a chair or steady myself on the kitchen counter now and then, but that didn't mean anything serious, right? I was wrong. What I was doing is something many older adults do without realizing it. It's called furniture walking, using walls, tables, and countertops for support. As you move around the house, at first it felt like no big deal. I told myself I was just staying independent, but deep down I was avoiding something, fear. I was afraid of what using a cane might mean. Would people see me as fragile? Would I feel old? Then one afternoon I was carrying a full laundry basket from the bedroom to the living room with both hands full. I couldn't steady myself as I stepped onto the hardwood. I shifted just enough to lose my balance and nearly crashed into a side table. That moment scared me more than I care to admit. Later that week I went shopping and found a lightweight cane with a beautiful floral pattern. It had a soft grip and felt good in my hand, and instead of feeling embarrassed, I felt relieved. I wasn't grabbing random furniture anymore. I had something made to support me, something built for safety. Since then I've walked with more confidence. I no longer brace myself every few steps, and to my surprise people don't stare. They often admire the cane and say, "How lovely it is." Using a cane doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing support, strength, and peace of mind. If you found yourself reaching for furniture, even just in case that's your body asking for help, and there's nothing weak about listening to it. Mistake number 6, avoiding balance exercises. I'll be honest, I didn't even know balance exercises existed until I walked into a wellness class at the local community center. I expected a little stretching, maybe some seated yoga. I wasn't prepared to stand on one foot or walk heel to toe in a straight line. And I definitely wasn't prepared for how wobbly I felt. That first class was a wake-up call. I realized I'd done almost nothing to actively maintain my balance. I assumed it would just stick with me, like breathing or blinking. But it doesn't. As we age, our balance fades, not because we're clumsy, but because we stop practicing. Ankles stiffen, core muscles weaken. Balance can be learned even later in life. Over time, even our brains stop practicing those tiny automatic balance adjustments. But here's the beautiful truth. You can retrain your balance at any age. Even in your 70s or 80s, your body is still capable of learning. I started with simple movements. Standing on one leg for 15 seconds while brushing my teeth, walking heel to toe across the hallway, shifting my weight side to side while holding onto a chair. I didn't need a gym of class or special gear. Just a few minutes here and there with intention, and something amazing happened. I began to feel more secure. I stopped holding my breath. When standing up, I no longer second-guessed a step off the curb. And one morning, without even thinking, I caught myself dancing in the kitchen. Something I hadn't done in years. Balance is emotional too. Balance isn't only about strength or posture. It's about trust, trusting your body again. And that trust feels empowering if you're unsure where to start. Help is easy to find. YouTube has guided videos. Many communities offer senior fitness or balance classes. Some health insurance plans even include free virtual programs. Don't wait for a fall to remind you. Think of balance like brushing your teeth. A small daily habit that protects your future in big ways. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a few times a week can make you feel more grounded, confident, and safe. Mistake number 7. Not drinking enough water. Of all the lessons aging has taught me, this one might be the most unexpected and the most overlooked. Not drinking enough water can affect your balance, really, even mild dehydration. The kind that builds quietly throughout the day. It can cause dizziness, brain fog, fatigue, and light-headedness. When you stand, and that makes falls more likely, aging changes. How we feel a thirst. Here's the tricky part as we age. Our thirst cues fade. Our bodies don't send the same strong, I need water signals they used to, so even if you're not thirsty, your system might still be running low for years. I thought I was hydrating well enough, a cup of tea in the morning, coffee in the afternoon, maybe some water at dinner, but I didn't realize tea and coffee, especially caffeinated kinds, can actually dehydrate you. When I added it all up, I was getting less than 4 cups of water per day. Nowhere near enough. Especially in my 70s, dehydration creeps in quietly. Then came the daily headaches, the mid-afternoon sluggishness. And one moment in particular, I stood up too fast, felt dizzy, and had to steady myself on the wall. I assumed it was just age. But at my next checkup, my doctor asked, "How much water are you drinking?" I didn't have a good answer. So that day I started keeping a little notepad on the fridge track. Your water, feel the change. I started tracking every glass. My goal, 6 to 8 cups of plain water each day, not counting tea or soda. The change was almost immediate. I had more energy, better sleep, and fewer aches. Most importantly, I felt steadier, like my body had been waiting for this simple fix, make staying hydrated. Simple. My tip: keep water visible on your nightstand, by your favorite chair, in your bag. When you go out, a pretty bottle and a slice of lemon or cucumber can make it more inviting if plain water isn't your thing. Herbal teas or broth-based soups work too. Just watch the salt and sugar. Why water matters more than you think. Hydration might seem small, but for women our age it's critical. Every system in your body relies on it, especially the one that helps you stay upright. Drinking enough water is one of the easiest, cheapest, most effective ways to support your balance and feel your best every day. Mistake number 8. Living in a fall unfriendly home. The final mistake is one most of us don't even realize. Living in a home that quietly increases your fall risk. We grow so familiar with our space. We stop noticing the little hazards: an old throw rug, a lamp cord, or that one tricky step from the garage. The risk in what feels routine. We know our homes by heart. But as our bodies change, the places we've always felt safe can quietly become dangerous. My wake-up call came while carrying a laundry basket, arms full. I stepped into the H. hallway, and caught my foot on a rug corner. I didn't fall, but I twisted my ankle badly enough to miss 2 weeks of walks. All because of something I'd stepped over 1,000 times. Seeing home with fresh eyes that moment made me reassess everything. Not just how things looked, but how safe they really were in the bathroom. I had no grab bars, just slick tile in a bath mat that slipped. The hallway had a single weak light, and in the kitchen, I had to bend and twist to reach the pans I use daily. Simple changes, major results. All these little things normal for years had become silent risks, so I made small, meaningful upgrades, removed loose rugs, added non-slip mats, installed grab bars near the toilet and shower, and swapped out dim bulbs for bright, warm LEDs. Each fix gave me back a bit of peace of mind. Simple changes, priceless. Peace of mind, one of my favorite upgrades. A nightlight with a motion sensor in the hallway. No more fumbling in the dark, and instead of bending down to reach the bottom cabinet, I moved the pans I use most to waist level. None of it was expensive, but the result, total peace of mind. And let me say this clearly. There's no shame in making your home work for you. You're not coddling yourself, or protecting your independence. You're making life smoother and safer, and if someone visits a grandchild, a neighbor, they benefit too. A quick home safety checklist for anyone over 60. Remove rugs that slide or curl at the edges. Tape down cords or tuck them behind furniture. Install grab bars in the shower and near the toilet. Add nightlights in hallways, bathrooms, and bedrooms. Keep everyday items at waist level. To avoid bending, use a shower chair if bathing leaves your legs tired. Make sure stairs have sturdy railings, ideally on both sides. These aren't drastic changes, but they help create a safer, more supportive space. And that means more freedom, more confidence, and fewer what-if moments. Because the truth is, most falls happen at home, but most falls can be prevented, not with fear, with preparation. See your home with new eyes. Take a few minutes and walk through your home with a fresh perspective. Ask yourself, if I were visiting for the first time, what would feel safer? Then start making those changes a little at a time. You deserve to live in a space that supports you, just like you've spent your life supporting others. In 8 small mistakes that steal so much, so there you have it. 8 subtle mistakes that slowly, silently chip away at our balance, our confidence, and sometimes even our independence. Some sound harmless, like skipping a glass of water or sticking with old shoes. Others, like ignoring vision changes or medication side effects, feel like things we'll get to eventually. But over time, these habits stack up and they can put you at real risk. The beautiful truth, you are not powerless. But here's the part that matters most. Aging doesn't mean giving up control. You have more strength, more choices, and more power than you may realize. And you are never alone. You are still capable of being strong. You are still worthy of feeling safe and stable. And you absolutely deserve a life that feels secure and grounded. If you've hesitated to walk down that uneven driveway, if you've skipped a social outing out of fear, if you've ever quietly thought, "What if I fall and no one's around?" Then let this be your reminder: you are not weak for being cautious. You are wiser than for preparing. You are braver for choosing to act. You're not weak, you're wise. Being cautious doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It shows you're paying attention, that you're facing these changes with courage instead of denial. Taking steps to support your balance isn't giving up. It's choosing to stand tall again, in every sense of the word. It's about reclaiming the confidence to move forward, not with hesitation, but with hope. Now it's your turn. Share with us. Let me ask you something simple, and I'd truly love to hear your answer in the comments. Which of these 8 mistakes caught you by surprise? Or maybe this one. What's one change you're ready to make, starting today? I read each and every comment, and I can tell you this: your experience might be the encouragement someone else needs to begin their own journey to strength. Let's stay connected. If this video gave you something useful or made you feel seen, please tap the like button. And if you'd like more real stories, practical tips and gentle guidance for aging with confidence. I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Wise Elders Insight. Take good care of yourself, dear friend. Your body has carried you through a lifetime of memories. Now it's your turn to support it in return, steady, strong, and full of purpose. Your future self will thank you.